we should be live again. Hello, everybody.
Again.
We should
Oh,
hopefully be
God.
back. Here it comes.
OBS sucks.
Yeah, this is a huge mess.
OBS.
Okay,
We're going to be continuing this as a part 2.
that is indeed the case. So, where we left off was with this goofy little guy.
We're at episode 2. We got past an episode and didn't crash.
I think it was because I was accidentally recording as well.
Yeah, it happened when you were accidentally recording. I'll play it so you can also watch it. I'll be right back because my cat is crying. Yes, be.
Oh, okay then. Well, I guess real quick I'll just do a little funny. Let me see here. What do I have in store? Let me just find something silly that I can do. While we wait. Oh,
Okay.
welcome.
I calmed down my cat again.
Alright, well, welcome back. So, where we left off was with the silly little trimmers. They look so cute.
Trimmings,
Trimmings, yeah.
Forget.
Trimmings look so cute.
Yes.
They're just silly little
Yes.
guys. What else can I say?
Some people might hate them, but personally, me, I wouldn't mind keeping a trimming as a pet.
Yeah, neither would I. Although it would be weird to feel flesh for the first time. I mean, seriously, I'm a plush. My hands are legitimately not flesh. I don't even know how I'm even able to move. I don't even have a nervous system.
True, we don't question how you move this floor.
I don't question how it's mad at me. But anyways, let's get back to the silly little guy explanations.
Yep.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
The meat snakes are really useful. We'll see why.
That totally doesn't sound like the male genitalia.
Again, but meat snakes are very useful.
Okay then.
We'll see why. That's all I have to say. They're useful.
The meat snake. The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
He's basically like a scavenger.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, The remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises,
Yeah, this is my
hair,
favorite part.
and fingernails will be excreted.
Wait, nope.
Speaking
Okay,
of skulls,
it said
the meat
skulls.
snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its
There
own.
it is.
Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed. A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years. The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
Yep, so it has asexual
Meat
reproduction.
snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
Well, they wouldn't
Humanity
have
will
any,
use them to our
good thing
advantage.
they can't exist
Meat
over
snakes
here,
are a
since
very efficient
us
and clean
objects
way
don't
of
have
disposing of
skeletal
any meat
systems.
products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease.
Yeah.
Humans
Basically,
use
meat snakes
in
like that
butcher
disease
shops as a waste bin,
to eat.
dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall,
so basically,
meat
if you
snakes are
interrupt
a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself.
if you interrupt them
It is
eating,
an
they're going to be
amazing
mad at you.
experience to encounter
Other than
one,
that, basically
as
like
long
to
as you
trim
don't
it.
mind the smell.
Oh, alright.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Mimic!
The mimic!
Is that a
Not
fun
the FNAF character.
reference?
No.
Goddamn.
These mimics are scary.
Oh.
I don't like the mimics.
Alright, well, I mean,
that's why I'm so cautious in my own room or when sitting on furniture.
The mimic.
We'll figure out why.
The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped. The more of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole.
These things
are... A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Basically the apex predator. Humans.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas. The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself. These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
That's why
once a target has been found, The mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night.
This is
Once
why.
the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal.
Seriously, why the hell was I just laughing?
Although,